Discover the latest updates in the realms of cryptocurrency, politics, technology, and beyond. Stay informed with News Source Crawler's edition from April 21, 2025, which provides a comprehensive daily news digest. Chinese scientists have issued a warning that the leading rice-producing countries are experiencing the most severe heavy metal pollution globally. Researchers predict that climate change will render rice toxic. In the United States, a study has revealed that toothpaste is extensively contaminated with lead and various other metals. A project has commenced in the UK aimed at extracting carbon from the ocean. China has set up the globe's inaugural 3-satellite constellation positioned in the space between Earth and the Moon. In another development, Chinese robots participated in the world's first humanoid half-marathon, competing against humans, but ultimately fell significantly behind. China has created a potent non-nuclear hydrogen explosive, which holds military applications for executing precise thermal strikes.
Ukraine has imposed a ban on Chinese companies for allegedly assisting Russia in missile production. Despite this, China refutes President Zelensky's accusation of supplying weapons to Russia. Just a day prior, Zelensky claimed that China is indeed providing arms to Russia. A source indicates that the Trump administration was prepared to acknowledge Russian control over Crimea as part of a strategy to conclude the Ukraine conflict, while the U.S. is reportedly offering to reduce sanctions on Russia in a peace proposal for Ukraine. The Trump administration has replaced its COVID-19 website with a detailed discussion on the lab leak theory. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, EEOC, has reportedly directed its staff to put on hold all new cases related to transgender discrimination, according to employees. Trump officials have attributed a recent confrontation with Harvard to an error, as the Wall Street Journal reports that the Trump administration is considering withdrawing an additional $1 billion in funding from the university due to its anger.
Sam Altman acknowledges that using polite phrases like please and thank you with ChatGPT results in the unnecessary expenditure of millions of dollars in computing resources. OpenAI's latest AI models designed for reasoning tend to produce more false information. 3 days ago, OpenAI introduced a technology capable of reasoning with images. Moody's suggests that investments in generative AI could enhance the potential for co-working within the financial sector. Furthermore, Wikipedia is providing AI developers with its data to combat bot scrapers.
EU lawmakers are being provided with anti-spying phone pouches for their upcoming visit to Hungary. The Texas House has given the green light to establish a new state cybersecurity command at the University of Texas at San Antonio. Phishers are exploiting Google OAuth to impersonate Google in a DKIM replay attack.
DHL plans to stop sending packages valued at more than $800 to customers in the United States worldwide. Ford has decided to pause the delivery of its vehicles to China due to the imposition of tariffs. The South China Morning Post, SCMP, has made remarks suggesting that the threats of tariffs from the United States could present an opportunity for India to focus on manufacturing locally, potentially leading to a significant Make in India initiative. A month prior, Reuters had reported that India was considering reducing tariffs on over half of the imports it receives from the United States, according to sources, in an effort to protect its own export market. There has been a significant 366% increase in chip shipments to Malaysia as a result of stricter measures against the smuggling of NVIDIA AI GPUs, in anticipation of upcoming sectoral tariffs. U.S. chip manufacturers are concerned that they are losing ground in China's AI market to Huawei. In response, Huawei has launched the Ascend 920 AI chip to address the gap created by the absence of NVIDIA's H20.
China is set to welcome Indonesia for significant diplomatic and defense discussions, marking a strategic shift towards Southeast Asia. During his Southeast Asia tour, Chinese President Xi Jinping urged Cambodia to oppose protectionism while Phnom Penh sought loans, emphasizing Beijing's dependability amid U.S. tariff threats. China's People's Liberation Army has been invited to participate in Vietnam's military parade, as both nations commit to strengthening their defense relations. Vietnam's Prime Minister praised the unique bond with the United States shortly after hosting President Xi.
Researchers in Israel have successfully utilized gene editing techniques to eradicate half of the tumors located in the head and neck regions of mice. Innovative water microcleaners have been developed that autonomously disperse, effectively capture microplastics, and then rise to the surface, facilitating their removal. Furthermore, a study has concluded that menstrual cycles do not impact women's cognitive abilities.
Tesla's Cybertruck is facing challenges, leading to the introduction of new discounts and a reduction in production levels. Subaru is reintroducing physical knobs and buttons in its vehicles. In the United States, Sam's Club is removing self-checkouts across all its locations and implementing a scan-and-go system, as part of a remodel affecting 600 stores that will also eliminate cashier positions.
A parliamentary subpanel in Nepal has uncovered the embezzlement of billions of rupees during the construction of the China-funded Pokhara International Airport. The CEO of Bybit has reported that approximately 28% of the $1.4 billion worth of hacked cryptocurrency has vanished, being transferred to peer-to-peer and over-the-counter platforms. Oregon is taking action against Coinbase following the SEC's decision to drop its federal lawsuit.
Iran is demanding assurances from the United States that it will not withdraw from the nuclear agreement once more. In a related development, the United States has stationed anti-ship missiles on Philippine Islands located to the south of Taiwan for the very first time. China has pledged to retaliate against the United States' newly implemented discriminatory port fees, which were introduced just 2 days ago. However, in response to industry criticism, the United States has subsequently reduced port fees on ships constructed in China.
The Curiosity rover has discovered carbonates on Mars, suggesting that a carbon cycle was active on the planet in its ancient past. Scientists have found uncommon evidence that Earth's crust is undergoing changes beneath the Sierra Nevada. Furthermore, research indicates that skin injuries might lead to food allergies, as damage to the skin can trigger allergic reactions to antigens that are not located nearby.
Indian students are reconsidering their plans to study in the U.S., causing panic among education loan companies as inquiries have decreased by 50%. In the United States, the Federal Reserve estimates that over 9 million student loan borrowers are overdue on their payments following the resumption of billing. Teen Vogue has made a comment on the situation, stating that the Florida State University shooter highlights the threat posed by radicalized white men to college campuses, rather than student protesters. Just 3 days ago, it was reported that the Florida State shooting resulted in 2 deaths, with the son of a sheriff's deputy being taken into custody.
Authorities in Pakistan have detained more than 170 individuals in connection with attacks on KFC restaurants that were motivated by anti-US and anti-Israel sentiments. Japan's red light district is experiencing an influx of sex tourists, who are being attracted by the current weakness of the yen and the influence of social media videos. Colombia has announced a health emergency following the deaths of numerous people due to yellow fever. China has imposed sanctions on certain members of the U.S. Congress, officials, and other individuals who have been deemed to have acted inappropriately regarding Hong Kong. Boeing has started the process of returning aircraft that were previously rejected by Chinese airlines. China has paused its orders for U.S. soybeans and corn in anticipation of a potential escalation in tariffs. Furthermore, China has pledged to retaliate against any nations that choose to align with the United States in efforts to isolate Beijing.
In the United States, Christmas is under pressure as the toy industry suffers significantly from China's tariffs. The Wall Street Journal mentions that the European Union postponed taking action against Apple and Meta right before trade discussions commenced. In Canada, Carney has promised tax reductions and increased defense spending as part of his election platform.
El Salvador's president has proposed a prisoner exchange with Maduro, offering Venezuelans deported by the U.S. Border crossings have come to a standstill due to Trump's stringent policies. The New York Times criticizes the situation, likening it to the Soviet Union's practice of making people disappear. The Washington Post highlights Trump's assertion of unrestricted presidential authority over immigration. Wired reveals that DOJ is developing a comprehensive database to monitor and track immigrants. The Trump administration has mandated social media vetting for visa applicants with connections to Gaza.
Hegseth is reportedly having shared details of an attack in a second Signal chat. A former Pentagon official has cautioned that the department's dysfunction might lead to Hegseth's downfall. 3 of Hegseth's aides, who were dismissed during a leak investigation, have criticized the allegations as unfounded. Rubio has refuted claims that Trump will politicize the Foreign Service and reduce the number of embassies. It has been reported that Trump recently drafted an executive order for a disciplined reorganization of the State Department, which would involve closing embassies and reducing the size of climate change and refugee offices. The Guardian has commented that RFK's remarks indicate that autistic individuals and their families worldwide should be concerned about Trump and his associates. 5 days ago, Kennedy made the controversial statement that autism is preventable, which has sparked anger among researchers.
Ted Sarandos addresses James Cameron's idea of AI reducing movie costs. There's a greater chance to enhance films by 10%. Netflix identifies prospects in video podcasts and increased creator content on its platform. The number of UK consumers engaging in illegal sports streaming has surged dramatically, according to police reports.
The Vatican announced in a video statement that Pope Francis has passed away at the age of 88, leading to the postponement of Serie A games. Doge made a visit to the National Gallery of Art to engage in discussions regarding the museum's legal status. Furthermore, Trump is in the process of replacing the acting IRS commissioner, a move that is linked to a conflict between the Treasury and Elon Musk.
California has revealed its intention to ease the safeguards in place for wolves due to an increase in their population. In a separate development, billionaire art collector Thomas Kaplan has decided to auction off a Rembrandt drawing of a lion, with the proceeds going towards wildlife conservation efforts. Additionally, Seagate has asserted that its hard drives are more environmentally sustainable compared to solid-state drives, SSDs.
Top songs on YouTube music charts, Global Edition from April 11th to April 17th, 2025. 1. Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. 2. APT by Rose and Bruno Mars. 3. El Mayor de los Ranas by Victor Valverde and Gior Torres 4. Paso Baim Solto, Slowed, by ATLXS.
Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global for the period from Friday, April 11th to Thursday, April 17th, 2025, the following tracks. Die With a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish, Ordinary by Alex Warren, and APT by Rose and Bruno Mars.
Top-selling digital games on Nintendo US as of April 21, 2025. Minecraft, Hades, NBA 2K25, Overcooked. 2.
Steam's most popular games. Featuring the leading games in sales and player engagement worldwide on Steam. Based on the revenue rankings of the top 100 products from Tuesday, April 1, 2025, to Tuesday, April 8, 2025. Counter-Strike 2. Schedule 1. Marvel Rivals. PUBG Battlegrounds.
CISA's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. CISA issues recommendations regarding credential vulnerabilities linked to a possible compromise of older Oracle Cloud systems.
One more drop in the ocean of AI. Microsoft's BitNet B1.582b4t represents a significant addition to the realm of artificial intelligence. It is the inaugural open-source, native 1-bit large language model, LLM, that operates at a scale of 2 billion parameters. This model, crafted by Microsoft Research, was trained using a vast dataset of 4 trillion tokens. It showcases that native 1-bit LLMs can match the performance of top-tier open-weight, full-precision models of comparable size. Additionally, it provides notable benefits in terms of computational efficiency, including improvements in memory usage, energy consumption, and latency.